Hi, Jeff at Tone. Hey, it's time for another episode of Shitty Album Fridays. So, this week, a couple new things. A, the t-shirts are here. And B, I'm talking to our newest writer, Todd Cooperider, and he's going to talk about two of his favorite records. So this one's going to be a little bit longer than the last few. And here we go. So say hi to Todd.
Well, hey, welcome to Shitty Album Fridays. As I mentioned, this really is not us bagging on bad records. This is us talking about, you've been to enough hi-fi events and hi-fi shows. It's about those records that are non-audiophile records that you just love to listen to, and you enjoy those records no matter what system you play it on. And you've got two really good choices for me today. You've got Jimi Hendrix Blues and Judas Priest Unleashed in the East. So, where would you like to start, sir?
Yeah, let's start off with grab it down here. Judas Priest Unleashed in the East. Live in Japan, 1979. Part of this is because my first concert I ever went to back in, I don't know, 83 or 84 was Judas Priest.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
which was really cool because I went with, my buddies. All my buddies had, jean jackets and long black hair. And I was the button down, nicely dressed guy, perfectly, done hair. I was the one that got searched and frisked on the way into the concert because I was the one that looked like I was out of place.
Oh, you look like the narc.
Yeah, exactly. So that was good, but I mean, this album, we listened to a lot of live recordings, and let's face it, a lot of them don't sound that great. Or, you've got lead singers that maybe in the studio they sound fantastic, but not necessarily when they do live.
Very true.
This one to me is just opposite of that. Okay, you're not going to hear this record being played at an audiophile show or anything like that.
Ever.
But you're talking about a live concert. Rob Halford, his voice at this time was just absolute peak perfection. He could go low, he could go super high, and it sound perfect. And then in the background, you have got all the Japanese people, cheering and going crazy. And half of them can't understand a word that he's saying up on stage, but you could just tell the energy that was in the crowd. And I'd say every one of these songs, I prefer this live version off of this album than I do the studio versions of those songs.
On a lot of levels, whether you love them or hate them, I think Priest was always a lot like Kiss. They're always like okay in the studio, but they were really in their element up on the stage.
Yeah, really, really impressive. And this album too has some of their, really, really big hits. And the performance that they put on was just amazing. So for years, it didn't matter what kind of system, my car system here at home, headphones. I always loved this record. And no, it's probably not what I'm going to play when I have audiophile friends come over to demo the system.
Right.
If I want to come home from a hard day at work and I just want to chill out, have some great music on the background, I can put on this album regardless of which side, and I'm going to smile just as much every time.
And it takes you right back there, right?
Yeah,
Which is, and at our age, it's a record you still have not gotten tired of listening to.
Yeah, exactly. And, think of that. That was this record was 79. I started getting into Priest at about 82, 83. So yeah, I've been listening to him for a couple of years now.
Yeah, I mean, first time I saw them was when I lived in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. When I lived there, I saw them on the Screaming for Vengeance tour. That was my first Priest show. So yeah, and so it's
mine was Defenders of the Faith.
Nice. Now, one what's the word I'm looking for? One trivia question. Did you ever see that clip out floating around on YouTube? It's called Heavy Metal Parking Lot.
No.
Oh, you have to watch it. It's about 15 minutes of these kids from the early 80s. It's like it was filmed on VHS.
Yeah.
In the parking lot waiting for a Judas Priest concert.
Oh, no way.
So for you and everybody out there, if you haven't seen Heavy Metal Parking Lot, Google it, and I think you'll have a good laugh.
Well,
Now,
for all I know, I could have been one of the people.
you might have been, yeah, both of us. Maybe we were both standing out behind that Camaro, having a
Yeah,
beer.
yeah. For
And
whatever reasons, we might not remember all the details of the concert.
true, true. Now, hey, segueing into your next record,
Yep.
Jimi Hendrix Blues.
Yep.
Now, that's a record you could actually play that at a hi-fi show, even though probably nobody ever does. But that is really a great sounding record. Well, and I think as is so much of that, so many times, it's like traveling, that place that everybody tells you to go. Oftentimes that place 2 blocks down and 1 block off to the side
Yeah.
is really the cool place to go, not the place that everybody else is going.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, I discovered this one, and as soon as I started playing it, it was just an instant favorite, and one of those kind of like a Clapton thing that it doesn't matter what kind of mood I'm in, I can turn it on, listen to it, enjoy it, completely escape into the music because that's what this is all about. It's about the music. It's not necessarily the equipment, and uh, anybody who doesn't really know or haven't experienced Jimi Hendrix, this is one of those albums that you can listen to and go, wow, I had no idea, he was that talented or got into this kind of music because you really don't hear all his blues music on the radio.
Yes.
And
Well,
probably
cool,
don't.
man. Have a good evening, and thank you so much for joining us.
All right, my friend. We'll
Take
see
it
you.
easy. Bye-bye.
Bye.